Alright, so we have a little surface area question here where we're asked to calculate surface area of this square base pyramid, but we haven't been given very many details. We've only got a diagonal length of the base and a slant height of the pyramid, so we need to do a few things in order to work out this area, surface area. So what I've done, I've just drawn a little net of what our shape would look like. Just here we can see that our diagonal of the base is 10 centimeters, along with this slant height of the triangle is also 10 centimeters. Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to label these sides X. They're all the same length. I'm told that via these dashes here. So what I can then say is, using this I can actually use Pythagoras in order to determine the length of X. Because this 10 centimeters is a hypotenuse, what I can then say is I can say that 10 squared is going to be equal to x squared plus x squared. Alright, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. That's my Pythagorean formula. What I can then say is, well, this is going to equal 100 2x squared. That's where we're at to start with. Now what I can do here is, now if I divide both sides by 2, I'm going to get 50 is equal to x squared. Now to get x just by itself, I need to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of 50 is going to be equal to x. If you put that into your calculator, you get x is equal to approximately 7.0711. Now you'll see I'm going to about 4 to 5 decimal places with most of these. We don't want to round too early. When we start rounding too early, that's when we start making errors in our final solution. So now I'm going to just label this on here as 7.0711 centimeters. So now I can say that the area of the square is equal to 7.0711 times by 7.0711, which, because this number is the square root of 50 and then I'm essentially just squaring it, my answer is going to be 50 centimeters squared. That is the area of the base of my pyramid. Great. Now done that, all we need to now do is work out the area of a triangle. Now we know the area of a triangle is equal to a half base times by the height. Now we've got the base of this triangle, but whenever we're dealing with height, we need to find out our perpendicular height. We don't have a perpendicular height, but what I can do is, within this triangle, I'm going to just draw it over here. I can then say this whole base is 7.0711. What I can do is I can actually create a little right angled triangle here. This is 10 centimeters. Now because each side of this is 10 centimeters, because these are all the same size, I can actually just halve this value here to give me this part of my triangle. Alright, because I've got a little right angle triangle then. Let me just slide this up a little bit. So half of my 7.0711, that is actually going to be, so from here to here is 3.5355. Again, going to that 2 or 3 decimal places. Can't really see that too well, so I'll draw this out here. 3.5355 centimeters. Alright, this little distance in here. Okay, now in doing that, again, I can use my Pythagorean formula to calculate this vertical height. This 10 centimeters is my hypotenuse, this is my base, so I can say that 10 squared is equal to this base squared, 3.53555 squared, plus, I'm going to call this distance here y, plus y squared. Rearranging that, I'm going to get y squared is equal to 10 squared subtract 3.53555 squared. From here, calculating that and then taking the square root of my answer, I'm going to get y is equal to approximately 9.354 centimeters. This is now my height of my triangle. So in doing that, I can now use this formula to calculate the area of my triangle. So area of the triangle is equal to a half times by the base, which we've already calculated to be this number here, 7.0711, times by the height, this number here, 9.354. Putting all that together, that is going to give me 33.072 centimeters squared. Now there's the area of just one triangle, alright? Just that part there. So what I now need to do is times that by 4, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Times that by 4 gives me 132.288 centimeters squared. I already knew that this square in here, from what we did previously, was 50 centimeters squared. So I'm just going to add on 50, and that is going to give me 182.3 centimeters squared. Now that is my final answer, that one there. You notice with my final answer, I've only rounded it to one decimal place. Depending on the question, you'll round it to a different number of decimal places.